President Biden turned his focus to gun violence on Tuesday. He announced new executive action on background checks. CNN's Brian Todd has more on the administration's plans for gun reform.
President Biden meeting with victims of the mass shooting in Monterey Park, California, where 11 people were killed and 9 wounded in a dance hall in January, amid the push to reduce gun violence in America.
Enough. Do something. We remember and mourn today, but I'm here with you today to act.
The president marks the moment by announcing a new executive order. Among other steps, it will attempt to increase background checks by clarifying and enforcing which gun sellers need to do them.
It'll accelerate and intensify this work to save more lives more quickly.
But the president has still not been able to press into law some of the gun measures he's most passionate about, like universal background checks. As for his other ambitious goals,
and I'm determined once again to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
Analysts say there's no realistic chance of that with a Republican-led House of Representatives.
When it comes to assault-style weapons, whether individual Americans should be able to privately own military-style weaponry, public opinion is clearly on the president's side. But what's not on his side is the numbers on Capitol Hill, and increasingly it looks like the judiciary probably isn't on his side either.
Last year, in the wake of the Uvalde, Texas mass school shooting, the president signed into law the most comprehensive gun control measure in almost 3 decades, providing incentives for states to enact red flag laws, which allow for courts to temporarily deny guns to people perceived to be threats to themselves or others, and imposing enhanced background checks for gun buyers between the ages of 18 and 21. But many, including Biden himself, saw that law as just a tiny step. And since the beginning of this year, there have been at least 110 mass shootings in the U.S., leaving more than 150 dead. Gun violence is now the leading cause of death among children and teens, and getting worse. During a surge of child mortality in America over the last 2 years, a new study says, gun violence is a central factor responsible for nearly half the jump in 2020.
I think that there's a certain numbness that's developed. We've been dealing with this at least 2 decades of just mass shootings, public shootings, school shootings. At the same time, 456 million guns have been produced for this market, this domestic market, since 1899.